When were you going to school there?
Oh, God. I have memory problems, too.
From the drugs?
Yeah.
My short-term memory sucks, and my long-term memory has gaps in it for periods at a time.
What sort of period? Could you just go into that again?
Well, like my childhood, I don't remember much of that. And then there's just periods of time where I know I moved somewhere, but I can't really remember what happened when I was living there, kind of thing.
When I was using drugs, it was things could happen things could have happened the day before, and I wouldn't remember.
Do you remember them now?
No.
Because my memory is horrible.
Well, give me an example.
For example.
What can't you remember?
I have people come up to me and ask me, "Oh, hi, how you doing? Remember me?" And I cannot for the life of me remember where I knew that person from. Or even remember meeting them or anything.
You know, when I was on it, there was no memory there, you know. It's just, ain't nothing but thinking about the drugs.
I can't remember most of my high school career. I was there, you know, I went to El Dorado my freshman year and I remember that just fine. When my dad died, I started using alcohol when I was 14. And can't really remember much after that except for the fights and suspensions and ditching, and I don't remember doing anything worthwhile there. So.
Do you get headaches?
I have chronic migraine syndrome and cluster headaches.
Did you have that before you used amphetamines?
Nope. The methamphetamines reduce the serotonin in my brain, which causes an imbalance, which causes the headaches. So I get headaches. I have to be on Prozac for the rest of my life.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not ashamed of what I did. I did it and I can't go back and change it, but it sucks having to take a pill every single morning just to be able to get stuff done.
Overuse of this drug can actually lead to sores on the person's body. It can lead to delusional tendencies. It can also lead to depression, paranoia, as their bodies deplete their dopamine and serotonin receptors. The elevation one gets from using this drug decreases over time, and as students begin to enter this spiraling down effect, their grades plummet. They get transferred from one school to another within the district because they are out of control in the classroom. They're not doing well, they're not associating well with their peers. And then we find out when they've dropped out of school and 5 and 10 years down the road when they're trying to get help, we find out that these people were actually on drugs when they were in high school. What we need to do is identify them now when they're in high school so they can get the help and the treatment they need before they have to go through all the painful effects that this drug can bring not only to them but to their families and to their friends.
Hi, my name's Justin, and well, this is what happens when you use crystal meth.
Okay, so now we've got Justin's mouth in retractors. It's very comfortable, isn't it?
Yes.
And we pull to the right, we can see down here, turn to the left a little bit, that's it. We can see down here one of the classic signs of someone who's using crystal meth, which is cervical decay on the posterior teeth. And he's missing quite a lot of tooth structure there. And do you know why you get those pimples on there?
I have a good feeling.
Okay, one of the reasons you get them is because there are so many impurities in these drugs that your body can't get rid of them all. So they start to come out in little sores. And what you'll find out is since you've stopped using them, those pimples will diminish and go away. Let's take a look at one of them, okay? And you can see down here, these are not comfortable. Do they itch a lot?
Hell yeah, they do.
Yeah, there you go. Turn to the left. Okay. Did you get acne on your face from that?
Yeah, really bad on my forehead.
Where would it show up? Show me.
It was just right here on the ridge of my forehead. You can actually see scars from it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've only been off like 12 days now.
Yeah.
Did you get any of these sores on your arms and hands? Let me take a look at your hands and arms. And what do we have here? Turn your arm over the side, and you've got some sores up here. Okay, here's our dental napkin here. Sores over here, and then you move up your hands, and you can see evidence of previous previous little sores that were here. Turn your hand aside. Okay. How did you feel when you started seeing these things appearing on your hands?
Well,
Not good.
not good.
Did you get pimples?
Yeah, your face actually does break out, and it's not good when you're, especially when you're a girl, because your complexion just isn't the same as it was when you didn't do it.
How old are you now?
17,
And let's see. Look pretty healthy. How much do you weigh?
130.
130. Is that my wife never tells me how much she actually weighs.
I weigh 130.
You weigh 130.
Maybe
Okay.
128.
128. Now, when you were on drugs, you told me before you lost a lot of weight.
Got down to about 100 pounds.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
How did you feel at that time?
Disgusting.
Why?
Because you're all sucked up, and it's like you don't feel like anybody looks at you the same anymore, because then all of a sudden they could like tell. And
How long did you stay up for at one time?
like a couple times, like 5 nights, and that was crazy, but the longest is like 6 or 7. You just don't feel good. Your body, your stomach mainly feels like you have like a hole in it and burns because you haven't been eating. It's like it's just not a good feeling at all.
And then we got detentions, and then I got suspended for skipping school a lot.
When you were getting all these things against you, did anyone ask you what might be the origin of these problems?
No,
Did anyone ask you if you were using drugs?
no,
Did anyone ask you if you were abusing alcohol?
no.
How about the guidance counselors? Did they talk to you about that?
I never met my guidance counselor.
You never met your guidance counselor getting sent down with all those problems?
No, I met him about 2 months before I dropped out of school.
You dropped out of school at what age?
I was 17.
Did the principal call you in and talk to you and say, hey, Kathleen, what's the problem here? I notice you're getting in fights all the time, and by the way, you're dropping out of school.
No.
Here we go. Now, I want you to just do me a favor and close down just a little bit if you don't mind. Right? All right, ready? Down. Close down. There we go. 1 tooth out. Okay. All right, it's almost out. Okay. Hang in there for a second. All right, can you get that visible? Can you get that? Okay. Yes, we did. You okay?
And now I can pick out their friends who I know are drug users, and I let them know that I don't want them hanging out with those kids, and exactly why.
How do you, and you're not a teacher or an administrator or work in a high school where you're exposed to kids all the time that have these problems. You don't work in a drug counseling center.
No.
How do you know that their friends are using drugs? What do you look for?
Oh my gosh, they're constantly on the go. They'll be smoking cigarettes like nonstop, and they're wanting to have people buy them beer, and just so that they can come down. They're very verbal about it.
When you take methamphetamines, it causes an abundance of dopamine and serotonin to be released across these neurotransmitters. What this results in is a tolerance to these drugs within minutes after taking them. And so therefore, you want to take them more and more frequently to continue with this euphoric feeling that you have.
What do they call those people that do that?
Tweakers. So tweakers are those people that use this drug and have these feelings all the time. Their body begins to tremble and shake. Their movements are very quick, okay? When you decrease the number of neurotransmitters that you have, as your body will do after you've binged on them, okay, then you start to get symptoms of Parkinson-like diseases. Your body begins to shake. Your uncontrolled muscle things, you feel bugs crawling up your hands. They scratch themselves all the time and get sores on their body. This feeling of well-being disappears, and they develop feelings of paranoia, severe depression, suicidal tendencies. In other words, they're on a downhill slide from there.
But then I finally got to the point to where I was praying that somebody would come take my kids and put them in a better home.
Why was that?
Because they didn't deserve to be put through stuff like that.